from his studios in New York, it's time for Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets life. Here's your host, Dan Tortora.
Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora on wakeupcalldt.com, your one-stop sports shop, and on mixlr.com/wakeupcalldt. Always proud to have you here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time, mixlr.com/wakeupcalldt. If you have not become a member, do so now. Wakeupcalldt.com has it all, the articles, the videos, the show, everything. Make sure that you check out wakeupcalldt.com, bookmark it, subscribe it, become a member. It's all free, so you not doing it would be absolutely crazy because it connects you with Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora and my hard work all the time, every day, without you having to lift a finger. So make sure that you do that and connect yourself to the show every single day. And the beauty of it is we're on Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. But the awesome part of the fact is even when we're off, there's over 1,000 shows that are downloadable. They're on wakeupcalldt.podbean.com. That's wakeupcalldt.podbean.com. You can also connect with the RSS feed, the iTunes podcast, and TuneIn Radio by going to wakeupcalldt.com and clicking on the respective logos of each of those when you're on wakeupcalldt.com's homepage. So plenty of ways to get involved and a lot of awesome ways to connect with the interviews that we do, the people that we have on the show, the topics that we discuss, our signature pieces that are on the show, like the Ingredients to Success, Monday Morning Quarterback, On the Prowl, Papa Joe's Picks, Coaching with Class, the Fantasy Football Power Hour, Annoying Moment of the Week, Significant Sound Bites, and FML Friday Morning Live. So plenty of segments for you to enjoy, plenty of things that make us unique and special here, in my opinion, on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. I hope you think so too, and I thank you so much for tuning in. So with that being said, without further ado, it is my honor, my privilege, my appreciation that I have the opportunity to bring onto the show the American Athletic Conference coaches. I want to thank the AAC for giving me the opportunity to speak with them every single week and for all the great things that they do, all the kind words that they give, and all of the positivity that they provide. So big ups to the AAC. It is a Power Six. It is not a Group of Five conversation. And here to help me have that conversation and so much more are the coaches of the American Athletic Conference, which include Willie Fritz, Mike Norvell, and Geoff Collins, which are the trio that are going to start things off, and then we will move into Josh Heupel, Charlie Strong, and Luke Fickell. So let's get started with Willie Fritz of the Tulane Green Wave. The Tulane Green Wave are 5-5. They got a couple games to go and an opportunity, obviously, to move forward and have a chance at a bowl season. They got two cracks at it, two opportunities to get themselves bowling. And so to start off the conversation with Willie Fritz, I am more than happy to share this with you. And this is what Coach Fritz had to say to me when we had the opportunity to speak this week going into Week 11 of college football. So this is what Willie Fritz had to say.
Good afternoon, Coach. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing well. I mean, team's 5-5. You got a couple games left. Just what you can say about, being on this 3-game winning streak and winning 4 of the last 5 and knowing that there's still that opportunity for a bowl season coming up.
Well, we had to, fight and scratch and claw to get back to even. We've saw something the other day. I think we have the 12th toughest schedule, in Division I football. So we played some good teams without question. I'm just proud of the guys and the resiliency that they've shown, and also the coaching staff. And everybody's hung together, and we're playing a little bit better through this part of the season. I think we still got a lot of room for improvement, but it's good to be playing meaningful games in November.
And just what it says about this conference, the Power 6 conversation as opposed to the Group of 5. You've been in this conference for a while now. you've seen, the fact that, especially on the west side of things, that every single year a different team is at the top of it, and there's teams that are usually right behind that are close to playing in the AAC championship. So just what you can say about the level of competition and the fact that this is a Power 6 and not a Group of 5 conversation.
I got on the call a little bit earlier than normal. I heard Coach Norvell and Coach Heupel both, talk about it, and I just would, reiterate what they've already said. It's a dynamite league. It's really well coached. I've been in some leagues before where maybe you thought you could go out there and have an advantage in the coaching department, and it's very talented. You don't have that in this league. Every team you play is really solid and doesn't beat themselves. Offense, defense, kicking game. It's a diverse conference. There's a lot of different offenses and defenses and special teams that are run throughout the conference. And I think when you look at the draft picks that have been the kids that have been drafted out of this league over the last few years, I think we've got 10 guys that are right now active in the NFL. I believe that's correct, and if not, it's pretty close to 10. And there's a lot of teams that have a lot more than what we have. So there's just some excellent talent. I like the big city markets. It's you got a lot of big cities that are home to American universities. American Athletic Conference universities, so it's a Power 6 league without question. We talked about it, and you got to get ready to go. Every single week. If you're not, you're going to get beat.
That coming from Willie Fritz. Willie Fritz, definitely appreciate having him on the show. Tulane, they're 5-5. Like I said, they have an opportunity to push forward and get into a bowl game this season. And to take a look at kind of where they're at, they're in a position right now to potentially win the West inside of the American Athletic Conference. The SMU Mustangs, the Houston Cougars, and the Tulane Green Wave are all 4-2 on the west side of things, and Tulane will be at Houston. So this game at Houston in Week 12, pardon me, I said Week 11 before, it's Week 12 of college football. So if Tulane is to beat Houston, they will jump to 2 and have an opportunity. So the West is still alive for SMU, Houston, and Tulane, and so some good things that could be had as we move forward here. And I don't think Memphis is completely out of it either. So this will be exciting to see where these teams go, and knowing that Tulane, that has been on the bottom for a while of the West Division and the American Athletic, is in the top 3 of the West and still has an opportunity to potentially win the division. So thank you to Willie Fritz for his time. Coming up next is Mike Norvell of Memphis. As I just spoke about, Memphis still alive. They are bowl eligible. They won their 6th game of the season. They're 6-4, 3-3 in the American Athletic Conference, and this is my conversation with Mike Norvell in Week 12 of college football.
Good afternoon, Coach. How are you?
Doing well, and how about yourself?
Doing well. Just what you could say about, your team being bowl eligible again this season and getting through some adversity, but getting back to the winning side of things with back-to-back victories and a couple more weeks to continue to push for even more as you get set for the bowl season.
Getting that 6th win was big for our program, and that's something that we don't take lightly. We understand that to become bowl eligible, it definitely, this is our 5th straight year that we've been able to do that as a program. There's not many programs out there that have had that luxury, and there's a lot of work that goes into that, and it's important for our program. I tell guys all the time, we want that to be the minimum standard and minimum expectation, but we're going to celebrate it. And last week, I brought it up to our team for the first time. Just when you get to that point where one more win, can create another opportunity that's special for everybody involved. And so, I thought our guys did a great job. We definitely were fired up about being able to accomplish that feat. And, now our focus is continuing to get better and to make sure that at the end of the season we're playing our best football, and that's something that we've done since I've been here. I think we're 8-1 in the month of November because our teams embrace the grind. They embrace the progression of what it takes to achieve success, and so this week presents another opportunity. And we just got off the practice field. I thought we had a great practice. our guys, they're excited about going to work. They're excited about preparing for an outstanding opponent this week, and we're going to put everything we have out there on the field come Friday night.
And then as far as the conference, just what you can say about the American Athletic, what it's been, what it's done, what it's achieved as a whole, in your opinion, as the inside looking out. You obviously respect it, but the outside looking in still seems to struggle sometimes with that Power 6 conversation.
I'm so proud to be a part of this conference, and to see the coaches, the players, the competition that we experience each and every week. That's what makes it special. And sometimes people look for whatever reason they can to downplay the success that we've been able to achieve as a conference, but in reality, we've shown well in every arena, whether it's the non-conference games, whether it's the bowl games that our guys, whether it's the NFL draft and showcasing our players. This conference is incredible. We've had a great run in our 5 years. We're excited about what the future holds, and all you can do is continue to perform on the field and off the field. You're doing a great job of representing the universities and the people that support this conference and our communities. So I'm proud to be a part of it. It's a great challenge each and every week, and so we embrace that.
Well, thank you, Coach, and good luck this week.
All right, thank you, sir.
That coming from, once again, Mike Norvell of the Memphis Tigers, who are 3-3, 6-4. They are bowl eligible. They will be going to a bowl game once again under Mike Norvell, but they've had an up and down season where they had come out and defeated. They had lost to Navy, and then had won some games within this, struggle against UCF, but were able to get back on top of things, defeating UConn and defeating East Carolina as well as Tulsa. They're at SMU, so this is another big game, because if SMU loses this game, then Memphis moves up, SMU will fade down, and then they have a game against Houston, speaking of Memphis, at the end of the season. So all of these teams that are still alive in the American Athletic West Division, they have to play each other. And, that is the beauty of scheduling. You never know what's going to happen when the season starts. But the beauty of scheduling is that there's some type of awesome coolness to sports that the biggest games always seem to be at the end of the season. So, a little blessing there from the big guy upstairs. So, I love that. I always look up to God, like, did you know it? Like, you knew that was going to happen? Because these games are huge. It's not like, oh, okay, you're playing the team that's in last place. Like, these games that are happening between SMU and Houston and Tulane and Memphis, these are the games that are going to decide the West Division. And most likely who's going to Orlando to face UCF. So, a lot of excitement there right now, and definite appreciation for that. The Temple Owls, they're pushing, even though we're looking at UCF as the team that's won 22 in a row dating back to last season, 6-0 in the conference and 9-0 overall. Temple is 5-1, and Cincinnati's 5-1 in the conference. They are right behind, and the East Division has been like this for a long time. Not with Cincinnati, but with UCF, USF, and Temple fighting for and it always comes down to the last game of the season or the second to last game of the season. So it will be no different. Yeah, Cincinnati will be going to face UCF, and that's going to be a big-time game. But amongst all of this, Temple, 6-4 overall, but 5 of those 6 wins have come inside of the American Athletic Conference, which keeps them alive in the discussion of the American Athletic Conference Championship. Here is my conversation with Geoff Collins.
Hey, Dan. How you doing, Coach? Good. So just to go off of what you were saying a little bit ago, that it's not a group of 5, it is a Power 6, and the American Athletic is not only saying that, but living that on the field. Just not only with Temple, but overall, how important that is to have that Power 6 designation and to continue to prove that as a conference.
Yeah, I think this is an elite conference in college football. The coaching, the talent that you see every single week, it's just an honor to play at such a high level and get to coach at such a high level. And I think every single week you turn on the tape, and whether we're playing each other or we're playing another school that's out of our conference, just the level of play across the board, up and down, our conference, schools, it is impressive. And, it's just an honor to coach in this league with the players that we have and against some of the best talent and best coaching in college football. And that's just not, the company speak, that's actual and factual. And, I think it's a great conference and a great brand. And I'm proud
And then as far as Temple goes, like you said, getting the win over Houston and everything your team was able to do most recently, Temple has, in recent history with Matt Rule and with yourself, played spoiler to a lot of games that maybe they weren't given credit to coming in. Just what you can say about the changing of the culture at Temple, the growth at Temple, and just moving forward in a positive way to be that team that people can't look past anymore.
Well, I mean, I think, you just look at over the last 10 years. I think you got to give a lot of credit to Al Golden for coming in here and changing the culture here, and then the credit to the players that were brought in over the last 10 to 11 years, how they embraced the culture, and really the culture of North Philadelphia, going back to Coach Chaney, the legendary basketball coach at Temple. It all permeates through this organization. It permeates through this campus, and even in North Philadelphia. Having a chip on your shoulder, having an edge, being the underdog, taking and earning everything that you get, because nobody's going to give anything to you, and just that mindset embodies everything that we are about in this culture, and then I think that's the way we play. We play physical, we play tough, we play together, and the guys genuinely have a chip on their shoulder with something to prove on a daily basis, regardless if they're in the classroom, on the football field, on the practice field. They have that same mindset in everything that they do.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck this week.
Thank you.
Yeah, coming from Geoff Collins of the Temple Owls inside of the American Athletic Conference. Let's take a step aside for a fast break. When we come back, you will hear from Josh Heupel and Luke Fickell, who are getting set up for College Game Day down in Orlando, and you'll also hear from Charlie Strong.
This is a wake-up call, fast break.
Gear up with the real deal at Dry-Sig Apparel, creating what people are going to see and learn about you before they even meet you. Gear up for what you need for your team, business, or event. To look professional, look good, and feel good, outfit yourself at DrySigApparel.com. That's DREISSIG Apparel.com. The only place to gear up with the real deal. What's the universal language of a fan? Clapping your hands. With Fan Hands, the ultimate sports fan accessory, find your team color, slip them on, and start cheering on your favorite team with 11 different colors, always in stock on fanhands.com, where you'll find the ultimate sports fan accessory. Real fans wear Fan Hands.
Utica Pizza Company spells family. Your family, my family, their family. The recipes that they have shared with each other throughout the years and have now been so gracious to share them with us. I can sit here and talk with you about all the great things that are on the menu. We'd be here forever. So let me say this. Utica Pizza Company is second to none. And now you can bring it home with you and you can dine in the restaurant. UticaPizzaCompany.com will give you all the information that you need. And let me say, these Utica greens, they're the best. Utica Pizza Company. Call them and place your order at 315-214-3060. That's 315-214-3060. Families break bread at Utica Pizza Company.
Get Hilton quality service at the most affordable price at True by Hilton Camillus, located right next to Costco in Township 5. True by Hilton Camillus offers you their signature sport court where you can enjoy basketball, volleyball, pickleball, soccer, lacrosse, and more year-round in their indoor facility. For reservations and information, call 315-314-8676. That's 315-314-8676. True by Hilton Camillus. Hilton quality service at the most affordable price.
Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora on wakeupcalldt.com, your one-stop sports shop, and on mixlr.com/wakeupcalldt. Hope you're all having yourselves a great morning this morning, and I thank you for spending some of your morning with us here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern time. With that being said, we're continuing the conversation with the American Athletic Conference coaches about a Power 6 and not a Group of 5. So the way that it's set up is there's a Power 5, right? The Autonomous 5, the SEC, the ACC, the Big 10, the Big 12, and the Pac 12 all together in the Power 5, quote unquote. And then they call the other 5 conferences the Group of 5, where the American Athletic Conference says, no. There's a Group of 4, potentially, and there's a Power, and the thing is, they're not downplaying any of that, but they're saying it's a Group of 6, or it's a Power 6. So there's no Group of 5, there's a Power 6. So it's the SEC, the ACC, the Big 10, the Big 12, the Pac-12, and the AAC, in their opinion. To speak with me on that and so much more, it's Charlie Strong of the South Florida Bulls.
Good afternoon, Coach. How are you?
Good, Dan. How are you doing?
Doing very well. Thanks for asking. To just speak on this conference, all the way through, I don't want to say top to bottom because on any given day, anybody can beat anybody. Just what you could say about what the American Athletic has looked like to you since returning to it, and this East Division specifically that you're a part of, where there is a dogfight always every single year for that top spot.
Well, Dan, it's a very tough conference, and it's a conference with really outstanding coaches, a very competitive conference. And, from top to bottom, from the east side to the west side, if you watch us, we're very competitive. And I just love how whoever we play, for whichever team, from the west side to the east side, whomever we play, if we playing outside our conference, how we're able to go out and win some of those games and go be very competitive. But you look at the east side, it is a battle, and it's been a battle all season long. And even on the west side, they're playing very well. But as you look at it, it's a well-coached conference, a very tough conference, very competitive conference. But just week in and week out, guys, and the players play their hearts out.
And you've obviously coached within the quote-unquote Power 5 and now coaching inside of the American Athletic Conference and the Power 6 conversation coming up. Just what you can say, you've taken away being on both sides of the coin, so to speak.
Well, I look at this conference as being a Power 6. I know we don't get the money, but we're a Power 6 conference, and because we're a very competitive conference, and we can go play with go compete at any level with any of our teams within our conference. And you've seen it. You've seen us when we match up early in the season when we had to play those non-conference teams, and a lot of them are Power 5 teams, and how we're able to go beat those teams. So we're a Power 6 conference, and just love how we're able to just go and compete, and we go compete at a high level, which is really fun.
Well, thank you, Coach, and good luck this week.
All right, thank you.
That coming from Charlie Strong of the South Florida Bulls. He was in the American Athletic Conference in their first season when he was the head coach of the Louisville Cardinals before he went to Texas for 3 seasons and ultimately is now back in the American Athletic Conference, this time with South Florida. And then on to that College game day. Like it or not, appreciate it or not, respect it or not, agree with it or not, it doesn't matter. College game day goes all over the place. And there's times where I'm like, why are they there? Why are they here? But you know what? At the end of the day, College game day chose to be where they chose to be. And they're going to have a conversation, I would venture to say, about UCF and the American Athletic Conference. And does UCF deserve to be in the college football playoff? And how do you get them in the college football playoff? And do you need to expand the college football playoff? There's a reason and a method to the madness of why they're going to Central Florida, to UCF Cincinnati. And people can say whatever they want to say, but it's like, I have never heard so. It's who cares? Who cares? You don't want to watch the game, don't watch the game. But it's the second to last week of the season, of the regular season. Second to last game for a lot of teams. And the top teams of the nation are playing East Bumbletucky's University of Paramount, Virginia, State of Wisconsin, New York, apple-picking, Farmdale cow chickens. So I would think the UCF Cincinnati 9-0 versus 9-1 is pretty darn good. And I'll be watching it. Regardless of what you do, I'm going to be watching it. So Luke Fickell of Cincinnati and I had a conversation. This is what he had to say.
Good afternoon, Coach. How are you?
Not too bad, you?
Doing well. Just to speak on this conference, you're 9-1. UCF is 9-0. Obviously, it's a big-time game, prime-time game coming up. Just what you could say about the American Athletic and what this conference truly is from the inside looking out, knowing that it doesn't always get the respect that it deserves.
It's really good, and there's a lot of more parity, I think, than people believe. I think that's what you're starting to see. Yes, let's not fool anybody. UCF is, from last year to this year is, the tops of our conference and what they've done. But there's a lot of others that are playing some really good football. And I think that, it just takes some of those things to be noticed. I think it's going to, take some of, whether it's prime time or not. I think that through the bowls and things like that, you'll start to see, again, we mock sometimes what we don't know. And if you were a guy like myself that, maybe was never in that conference or watched a whole lot of that conference, maybe you don't quite understand. And once you get into it, once you start to really break it down, once you start to see it and study it, you become amazed. I mean, all you got to do is look at some of the draft picks. And in the last 2 years, the Americans got maybe two less in 2 years than the Big 12. So there are players, but I think what we're starting to see more is I think there's some really good teams that can make a difference.
When you look at this East Division of the American Athletic, just how difficult it is, and with your team rising, just what that says when there's already the South Floridas, the Temples, and the Central Floridas as well within this division.
It's been a challenge, and it's been a challenge each and every week. And even your crossovers. But I think the East in general has you're seeing it. You're seeing some parity. You're seeing some really good football games. I mean, the Temple UCF game. You could say it was high scoring and a shootout, but that's a really, really good football game, and against two really good football teams. I think that people just got to kind of take some notice and spend a little time as opposed to what their opinions are before they get a good hard look at it.
Well, thank you, Coach. Good luck this week.
Thank you.
That coming from the Cincinnati Bearcats head coach Luke Fickell. Luke Fickell last season, in his first season, coming from Ohio State, where he was an assistant and moving to Cincinnati, so staying in the state of Ohio but going over to coach the Bearcats. Just so everybody knows, Luke Fickell and the Cincinnati Bearcats last year were 4-8. They're 9-1 this season. So a lot of respect to the Cincinnati Bearcats, who are definitely going to a bowl game, hopefully a really good one, and they got a shot at the big bad wolf of the American Athletic Conference, and that being UCF, who's blown everybody's house down. Josh Heupel is the UCF head coach, and I love talking with Josh Heupel, and I love seeing what UCF is doing, and I have nothing but the utmost respect for this program. And you know what? Haters gonna hate. That's how I look at it, folks. Haters gonna hate, but they can't stop your shine unless you let them. Josh Heupel and UCF keep shining, and I hope that they continue to knock on that door, because eventually you're gonna have to let them in. Josh Heupel and my conversation, our Q&A this week, Week 12 of college football, is happening right now.
Good afternoon, Coach. How are you?
Great, thank you.
Just what you can say about this conference. I know it's your first year inside of the conference, but just what the level of competition has been, what this East Division has thrown at you, and just what you could say overall about the American and the Power 6 conversation.
Yeah, Power 6 is real. I thought that when I was outside of the conference. I think that having been in it, you have to bring it every single week. There's great players across the board in this league. Great, tremendous skill players on every football team. And I think the coaching is really good. And throughout this entire conference, you look at our division, there's elite football teams, up and down the division. So it's a lot of fun to be a part of. Great respect for the conference while I was outside of it, and a great appreciation for it now being in it.
And then as far as, like you said, keeping that outside noise on the outside, just what this has done, you never see it happen that a coach will lead a team to an undefeated season and have another coach with their entirely new staff come in and continue winning. Just what that says about the players, what it says about the culture inside, and what it says about your staff and yourself that you've continued the winning at UCF and kept it going.
I think, one, you got to recognize that there's great players here inside of this program. You can't win football games if you're not if you don't have those. I think it speaks to the maturity of our players, their willingness to buy into the things that are different and understanding why we're doing those things. It speaks to the brotherhood and love that they have for one another inside of our locker room. I think as much as anything, I think it also tells you about,
the relationships that the new staff have tried to form quickly with our players. You can't go through adversity. You can't win football games if you're not tight and a true family and love one another. And those things don't happen just because you come in the door and say that that's what you want. I think it speaks to the time that we've spent with our players, getting to know them as individuals, and ultimately them understanding that it's not just about the game of football. We're trying to help them achieve greatness in every area of their life so that when they leave here with a degree in hand, they're going to go out in the world and be extremely successful.
Well, thank you, Coach, and good luck this week.
Thank you.
That comment from Josh Heupel of the UCF Knights, as Josh Heupel has continued to help this team and grow this team. It's one thing for a team to win a lot of games under a coach, and then they lose that coach, and then you think, okay, well, the team's going to struggle. The team's going to have a tough time. The team's not going to necessarily continue to win, right? And that's wrong. So, that's the reality. The reality of it all is this team has continued to win. This team has continued to be strong. This team has continued to make it happen with an entirely different coaching staff. It is not easy by any stretch of the imagination to have a coaching staff leave after being undefeated and a new coaching staff coming in with no connection necessarily to the old coaching staff, and they are winning and undefeated. So UCF continues to break down barriers, break down doors, break down walls, shatter everything that people might want to know is their reality, and they may not be getting respect for it, but keep doing what you're doing, because I'll tell you one thing. If you're doing things the right way with goodness in your heart, it will eventually all come through, things will eventually work out, and you will eventually get exactly what is coming your way, which is something beautiful for UCF. So God bless them both. I expect this to be a nice game, awesome game, a fun game. Cincinnati UCF 18-1 this season combined. That, for those of you playing the mathematical game, is a good record. We'll take a step aside. That is the biggest analysis I've ever done in 15 years. 18-1 out of 19 games is a good record, folks. More at 11. So we'll be back right after this for your fast break and hearing from our great clients that we're proud to work with, great businesses that want you to come into their doors because they love you, they care about you, and they care about the community. I work with good people. You should too. Hear them in the fast break and all throughout the show. We'll be back to wrap up the show in just a moment.
This is a wake-up call, Fast Break.
Get Hilton quality service at the most affordable price at True by Hilton Camillus, located right next to Costco in Township 5. True by Hilton Camillus offers you their signature Top It breakfast bar with over 30 different toppings to personalize the most important meal of the day. All complimentary with your stay. For reservations and information, call 315-314-8676. That's 315-314-8676. True by Hilton Camillus. Hilton quality service at the most affordable price.
Having peace of mind when you're out of town that your furry-loving friend is safe and sound means taking them to Canine Campground, because we all know that when it comes to the love of our pets, it goes well beyond the call of duty to make sure they're safe and sound. Right, Lily? So take a ride to 242 Johnson Street in East Syracuse, New York, and see Canine Campground and where your dog will be staying in the classic cabin, the executive cabin, the grand cabin, or, of course, the luxury cabin, because if you know Lily, you know she loves luxury. Now you don't have to wait to the last minute to find a family member or a friend that'll take your dog for a few days. Call Canine Campground at 315-299-4013. That's 315-299-4013. Their drop-off and pickup times are Monday through Sunday. Check K9campground.com for more information. That's the letter K, the number 9, and campground spelled with a K.com. K9campground.com.
When you're going out of town, bring your dog to Canine Campground.
Consistency is, well, consistently hard to find. unless you head to 119 East 2nd Street in East Syracuse, New York, the home of the Pen and Trophy Center, who has been serving us Central and Upstate New Yorkers, as well as beyond, for decades. The Pen and Trophy Center on 119 East 2nd Street in East Syracuse, New York, gives you an amazing and unique way to customize a memory today. Say it with the Pen and Trophy Center. Be it an Employee of the Month award, a sports award, something for your business, engraving for your family, your loved ones, anniversaries, birthday parties, and so much more, including remembering somebody who served in the military. Say it with the Pen and Trophy Center. 119 East 2nd Street in East Syracuse, New York. The definition of consistency is pen and trophy. Browse their products on penandtrophy.com. That's penandtrophy.com, and call them for more information at 315-422-8797. That's 315-422-8797. The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is located on 3680 Milton Avenue in the Home Depot Plaza. It is your family-friendly sports bar and restaurant. Folks, some sports bars aren't family-friendly. Some family-friendly restaurants are not sports bars. The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is proud to be both. It is that marriage that you've been looking for years. The Wildcat Sports Pub is your home base for your sports bar and restaurant needs, games for the kids, indoor and outdoor activities, and enough things on the menu to come back every single week and get to try something new. They're open Sundays from noon to 8 p.m., Monday through Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to midnight. For reservations and party information, call 315-487-2222 for the Wildcat family-friendly sports pub and restaurant. Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora on wakeupcalldt.com, your one-stop sports shop, and on mixlr.com/wakeupcalldt. You can hear every single show, over 1,000, by going to wakeupcalldt.com, scrolling to the bottom of the homepage and clicking on the Podbean archive, or you can go to wakeupcalldt.podbean.com, or you can go to wakeupcalldt.com and click on the RSS feed, the iTunes podcast, the Podbean podcast, TuneIn Radio. We're also on Player FM, youtube.com/wakeupcalldt, and so much more. There are no excuses. The show is everywhere, and it's free. So find it wherever you feel good finding it. If you're a YouTube person, find it there. If you like Facebook, find it there. Twitter, Instagram, find it wherever you want to find it. Podbean, TuneIn Radio, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, RSS feed. Find it. Player FM. Make it happen. So thank you for your support. Thank you for your love. And thank you for your ears. And thank you for your voice. Because I like to hear from you. So it's not all about me. It's about us. Remember that. And I appreciate everything that you all bring forward. So, very, very excited. Want to make a quick note here. You need to be excited about what's going on this weekend down at Union Endicott in the Binghamton area. There are some fun games going on for the state final hopes, state championship hopes of this wonderful, 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 wonderful CNS team, and so much more. The CNS game, make sure you buy your tickets. Now, get those tickets to, and it's Endicott. It's going to be Union Endicott High School, and that's going to be coming up this weekend. You can buy your tickets. I'm going to share the link on Twitter. It's gofan.co/app/school/NYSPHSAA. So I did retweet it. So there we go. So it's on my Twitter @CallDT. CALLDT. So coming up on tomorrow's I can't believe it's going to be Thursday already. But coming up on Thursday's broadcast, Papa Joe will talk with me about Week 12 in college football. We will discuss College Game Day coming to Orlando. UCF and Cincinnati will discuss the American Athletic Conference, as well as the top 10 in the college football playoff. Can Syracuse crack the top 10? What does he think about Syracuse and Notre Dame facing off against each other this week? And so much more. That's all coming up here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora on Thursday. Coaching with Class, Katie Kalinsky will be back on the broadcast this week, and we will get into the Fantasy Football Power Hour, Week 11 in the NFL. We'll be with Mike Sofka of Hall of Fame FantasyFootball.com and myself, Dan Tortora, getting you ready for your fantasy football week. Every game, every team, every matchup, we got you covered. So make sure you get your pen and pad ready for the second hour of the broadcast on tomorrow's show. In the meantime, God bless you. Be good to each other. Be good to yourself. And know that God loves you. Regardless of if you believe in God or not, if you know God or not, if you love God or not, God loves you. He's there for you. He believes in you, and he'll never leave your side. So just know that. When you're ready, he's always ready. Have yourself a great day. Be good to each other. Twitter at CallDT. Facebook at WakeUpCallDT. Instagram at WakeUpCall_DT. And we got Trivia Tuesdays going on every Tuesday at the Press Room Pub. And it is now a page on Facebook at Trivia Tuesdays DT for Dan Tortora. That's at Trivia Tuesdays DT. Go check it out. Click like. We got almost 50 likes, and I created the page last night. We got almost 50 likes. So get on it, and thank you for everybody that did. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, and I want nothing but the best for each and every single one of you. Nobody go through your hard times alone. Don't go through your adversity alone. And know that if you ever need a prayer, you ever need a hug, you ever need somebody to talk to, you can always come right here. I'm an open book, and I'm always here to help. So just know that. God bless each and every single one of you. Have yourself a great day. I'll see you on TGIT tomorrow.